Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening sa inyong lahat. Bigyan ko kayo ng ilang illustrations on investment in debt securities, no? In particular to the impairment, okay? On top of what I have recorded previously, okay? So this is the first case and 3-10 na tab is the second case. All right? So para mas lalo po nating ma-appreciate yung impairment no ng investments. Okay. So let us read the the case no and please follow me. On January 1, 2023, ABC company purchased a 100,000 face value. So the face value of the bond is 100,000 ano? 5-year yung term. Okay? So investment in XYZ's bonds, okay? Magkano ang acquisition? It was acquired or it was purchased at 108,660. So this is your initial measurement, no? In which case, no, this amount yields a 5%, no? So the stated or the effective interest rate is 5%, while the stated interest rate or the nominal interest rate is 7% based on the 100,000 face value. Okay? It was provided here that the interest is payable annually. Okay? So taon-taon ano on December 31. ABC company designated the investment as at amortized cost. So the financial asset is classified as at amortized cost. Okay, now, tignan po ninyo ito. On December 31, 2025, after paying the periodic interest, okay? So this happened 2 years after, no? 23, 24, or 3 years after, sorry. What happened? Si XYZ negotiated no with ABC being the investor, okay, for a modification of term. In this case, a reduction of the interest from 7% to 4.5. Please take note that what we are talking about is your stated interest rate na originally ay 7% pero minodify ginawang 4.5. Okay? For the remaining term which is 2 years. Ang reason is due to the continuous decline in the market interest rate. Okay. Now, on this date, ABC Company had an allowance for expected credit loss relating to investment to this investment in the amount of 1,500 after previously applying stage 1 and 2 of the ECL model. Okay, so following the general approach, no? Kasi pag stage 1, the financial asset is not credit impaired and there is no significant increase in credit risk. Ang ginagamit po natin is the 12-month expected credit loss. However, if there is a significant increase in credit risk, no, we will consider using or we will be using the lifetime ECL. So after careful consideration, applying stage 1 and 2 of the ECL model, ang balanse daw ng allowance account, no, allowance for ECL is 1,500. Ang requirement po natin dito is to prepare an amortization schedule and journalize all the transactions from year 1 through year 5. Okay? So, actually given na makikita nyo na po dito, although mukhang ano no, medyo maliit-liit. So, tignan po natin, no? And let me just explain it to you. So, itong nakapula is the date of reclassification. Okay, or the date of impairment, no? Kung saan nagkaroon tayo ng decline in the market interest rate and where the investee, no, negotiated for a modification of term. Okay. So, kung yung original na stated interest rate ay 7%, supposedly, following the original terms, no, ito dapat yung ating amortization schedule hanggang matapos on December 31, 2027. So, in this case, we have a premium of 8,660. Okay? Kasi it's more than the 100,000 na face value. At ito pong 8,660 ay amortize natin over this. Okay? 5-year term. Okay, now, if we are to continue amortizing until December 31, 2025, you will observe here that the ending balance or the carrying amount or the amortized cost of your investment is 103,720. Ibig sabihin, na-amortize mo na po itong tatlo, no? Okay? Yung 1567, 1645, and then 1728. Okay, so that after amortizing, after preparing this journal entry here, no, ito na dapat ang balanse. At kung sakali man tinanong kayo sa problem, the amortized cost or the carrying amount of your investment is measured at 103,720. So may 3,720 ka na unamortized premium. Okay. So yung journal entry mo dito, of course, no, on January 1, 2023, when you acquired the investment, eto po, no, debit ka ng investment in debt security and credit ka ng cash sa amount na 108,660 para ma-set up mo po ito. Okay. Now, when you amortize it, no, and then when you consider the interest that you collected from XYZ company, so meron kang 7,000 na taon-taon na natatanggap, ito pong journal entry natin, no, na pangalawa dito is your journal entry, sorry. Ito pong entry na ito, no, is your journal entry for the end of each accounting year, no, accounting period. Magkakatalo lang dito sa credit mo sa investment in debt securities and then yung credit sa interest income. Color-coded yan. So, ibig sabihin, hanapin mo kung anong taon, tapos ito yung magiging entries mo, ito yung magiging amounts. Okay? So, fix po tayo ng debit to cash kasi may natanggap ka ng 7,000. And then, yung amortization ng premium, no, ito, i-credit natin yung investment in debt securities kasi nga po, no, binababaan nito yung ating investment. Okay? And then, ang credit sa interest income mo ay based on the effective interest rate. Okay? So, that is your journal entry. Kinompound na po natin ito, ano? Kung sakali man na pinaghiwalay mo yan, initially, you have a debit to cash and a credit to interest income for 7,000. And then, to recognize the amortization, nag-debit ka ng interest income and nag-credit ka ng investment and debt security. So, effectively, your interest income is still 5,433 for December 31, 2023. Okay? Now, you do this, no? Hanggang December 31, 2025, na iba-iba lang yung mga amounts. And then, after the payment, no? After paying the periodic interest, so si XYZ negotiated a modification, ano gagawin mo ngayon? You will have to assess if meron kang impairment. And likely, meron kang impairment kasi bumaba yung value. Now, when considering the impairment loss, no, and accounting for magkano yung impairment loss na kailangan mong i-recognize, you have to consider magkano yung mga periodic cash flows, no, for the remaining term. Kasi kung December 31, 2025, nangyari yung modification, meron ka na lang 2 taon, so you have to compute for the present value of the principal and the revised interest, no, for the remaining 2 periods. So, ito po na nakikita ninyo dito ay yung ating present value factor, okay, syempre, ito, single payment. Ito naman, ordinary annuity for 2 periods using an effective interest rate of 5%. Hindi po nabago yung effective interest rate mo, no? Ang nabago dito is your stated interest rate na kung dati ay 7,000, so may reduction ka from 7%, naging 4.5. Therefore, taon-taon, 4,500 na lang ang iyong interest. Okay? So, ito, ordinary annuity. So, since 2 periods, no? Pagsamahin nyo po yan, syempre, multiply nyo muna yung mga present value factors. This is for the principal. This is for the interest. So, the principal plus interest, ang halaga po ng present value nitong dalawa ay 99,067. So, you will observe that there is a decline. Kasi kung amortized cost po tayo, ito yung amortized cost mo on December 31, 2025. Pero, dahil nga nagkaroon ng modification of terms, ito na lang ang effectively halaga ng iyong investment. So therefore, from 103,720 to 99,067, there was a decline of 4,653, and that represents an impairment loss. And in this case, no, you will debit impairment loss and credit investment in debt securities para bawasan yung 103,720 pababa into 99,067. That is why we have a credit to this account. Okay? If you are using an allowance account, edi may credit ka ng allowance for ECL, no? Pero the effect of the allowance for ECL is that it will have to reduce, no, your investment in debt securities. Pero dito, in-apply na po natin directly. Okay? Now, if this is your new amortized cost following, okay, the revised periodic cash flow ng iyong mga future cash flows mo. So, syempre, mababago din yung amortization table mo, magiging ganyan na yung itsura. So, by December 31, 2025, eto na yung amortized cost mo, and then taon-taon for the remaining 2 years, no, 4-5 na lang ang nominal interest mo, eto na effective interest rate mo ay still based on 5% ng amortized cost na yung beginning balance. So, eto yung magiging premium amortization. Okay? Actually, hindi na po ito ngayon magiging premium amortization. It will now become a discount na discount amortization. Kasi you will observe that 99,000 is lower than 100,000. Okay? So, that is our case, no? 3-6, which you will find also in our book. Yun po yung problem natin. Alright? Oh, sige. One more. Isa pang impairment example para mas lubusan nating maintindihan. Let us proceed with 3-10. Paano naman yung 3-10 at ano yung requirement dito? So, yung requirement po natin dito is determine the present value of the modified cash flow because of the modification. Ano? Okay? Assume that ABC can honor the terms, no, of the modified obligation, compute for the impairment loss, and then number 3, compute the interest income that ABC will recognize. Actually, it should not be ABC, but it should be XYZ, being your tawag natin dito, borrower. So assume that ABC or XYZ company can honor the terms of the modified kasi sila yung may obligation, di ba? So it should not be ABC because ABC is the investor. And we are studying the investor side of our accounting for the investment. Okay. So basahin po natin yung problem. Let's start with this first paragraph. So ABC company holds the bonds of XYZ company na binili on January 2, 2023 sa halagang 104,330, which is a price that yields a 5% return on investment. And this is your discount rate. This is your effective interest rate. Yung 100,000 na face value bonds will mature on December 31, 2027. So 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 5 years then. And the stated interest rate is 6% payable annually every December 31. So isang taon-taon, hindi po tayo semi-annual, and therefore yung rates na ito will remain to be the same na hindi natin kailangang hati-hatiin at doblehin yung terms. So ABC Company manages its debt investment for both purposes of collections consisting solely of principal plus interest and selling them when a market opportunity arises. So therefore, the business model is yung combination ng amortized cost and FVPL. Therefore, this is measured as at FVOCI. Okay? Now, inacquire natin yung investment January 2, 2023. From 2024 to 2025, yung ating investee suffered massive financial losses due to discovered defect on one of its major products, no? Na ang epekto ay decline in the credit status of XYZ company. XYZ bonds were quoted at 102 on December 31, 2023. You will observe no that from 102 naging 97. Okay, on December 31 uh 2024. Okay, so bumaba, 'di ba? By 5 points. After paying the accrued interest on December 31, 2025, XYZ completed negotiation with its creditors to reduce the principal of its obligations to 90% of the face value. So if the face value is 100,000, ang kaya na lamang po na XYZ na mabayaran ay 90% ng face value, which is 90,000. Simultaneous to adjustment of interest no at the originally stated rate based on reduced face value. So kung 90,000, yung stated interest rate mo will remain to be 6%, pero syempre since 90 bumaba yung principal mo, bababa din yung stated interest mo. Okay? Sabi dito, hindi daw maibenta ni ABC yung bonds no, yung investment na ito kasi wala pong market na available. Okay, now, so manggagaling tayo dito no sa 104,330. You can double check 1.05 divide equals. Okay, times 100,000 na. And then 1.05 divide equals minus 1 divided by 0.05. Multiply natin doon sa periodic na cash flow no for the interest. Okay? So ito 'yon ano 104,330. So dito no, just to confirm that this is correct no. Supposedly this is your original na amortization table. So by December 31, 2027, ano, magiging 100,000 dapat siya. So inamortize natin yung 4,330 na premium over the span of 5 years. Yun nga lang nagkaroon ng modification, no, nagkaroon ng restructuring kasi nga may problema because of of an issue with a major product. So ang problema natin is that on December 31, 2025, supposedly the value, the amortized cost of the investment is measured at 101,860. Okay? Siyempre, at amortized cost. Adjusted for by the fair value because your investment is measured as at FVOCI. Yun nga lang, yung given lang po sa atin dito na fair value is on December 31, 2023 and December 31, 2024. You will notice here na kung ito po yung amortized cost on December 31, 2023, pero the bonds were quoted on December 31, 2023 at 102. So 102% ng 100,000 is 102,000. And therefore, you have a fair value adjustment. Okay? Na loss in this case. Kasi ang amortized cost mo ay 103,547 pero ang fair value ay 102, bumaba. So meron kang fair value no adjustment na 1,547. Okay? So this is a loss on the part of ABC. Ganun din for 2024, ang amortized cost mo supposedly if you follow this amortization table 102,724 pero 97% na lang. So 97,000 yung halaga no, yung fair value ng investment mo. So meron kang fair value na 5,724. Ito yung fair value adjustment na account mo. Ito yung ending balance niya dapat. Okay. So now, ang unang requirement is to determine the present value of the modified cash flow. Okay, on December 31, 2025, after completing the negotiation. So, sabi nga natin, dapat ito yung amortized cost mo, 101,860. Pero merong modification, okay, kung magiging 90% na lang, ang pwedeng makolekta natin, di 90,000 ang principal mo. So, meron kang remaining 2 years. So, 2 periods. So, ganun pa rin yung interest rate mo, effective interest rate mo, 5%. So, 1.05 divide equals. Okay? 4 decimal places tayo for present value factor. So, magagamit natin ay 0.9070 times 90,000. The present value of the principal is 81,630. Tapos, for the interest, since 90,000 ang principal mo, times 6%, di meron kang 5,400. Okay, dalawang beses mo yun babayaran. Therefore, the present value factor of an ordinary annuity, no, for 2 periods, no, using 5% is 1.8594, and your present value for the interest is 10,041. Pagsamahin po natin sila, no, yung modified cash flow mo, the present value is 91,671. This is the answer for question number 1. Okay? Now, number 2 question, assuming that XYZ can honor the terms of the modified obligation, magkano yung impairment loss? So dito from 101,860 na bumaba ng 91,671, edi yung difference nila is your impairment loss, and the answer for number 2 is 10,189. Debit impairment loss, credit investment in bonds na ni XYZ. Okay, for 10,189. Definitely, maaari magkaroon tayo ng differences due to rounding off, yung ginamit na present value factor, pero dapat hindi tayo magkakalayo sa amounts na yan. Okay? So, now, for number 3, compute daw the interest income that ABC will recognize in 2026 and 2027. Dito na po tayo manggagaling, no, sa 91,671. So, times 5%, okay, ito na yung revise mo, no, na amortization table. So, for 2026, ang interest income mo is based on the effective interest rate. Therefore, for 2026, your interest income is 4,584. Okay? And for 2027, your interest income is 4,546. Adjusted for by any, peso difference para lang ma-eksakto natin yung 90,000. Okay? So, etong dalawa na ito ang sagot natin sa requirement number 3. Okay? So, yan po yung ating additional two illustrations. And these are cited from the book. Minodify lang natin yung mga titles, yung mga pangalan, pero yung mga amounts ay is as is, pero in-update po natin yung mga years. All right? So, if you have any questions about impairment, please let me know. But I hope ito pong additional 2 illustrations are of help para mas lalo po ninyong ma-appreciate yung ating impairment, na concept or topic dito sa investment on debt securities. Okay? So hanggang dito po muna yung aking recording. Maraming salamat. Thank you and bye-bye.